Welcome, Linda. Welcome to Let's Talk Dental.
Hi, Kay. How are you?
Fantastic. I love it when you come on with me because we can catch up. We've been friends for over 20 years, and I know you've been coaching forever. Not that that ages us, but it does. But I really, when it says let's talk dental, there's no better person to learn from than you. And so I know that there's so much we could talk about, but what I'd like to focus in on is first of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and your background?
Well, I started in dentistry as a receptionist. So, 1983 in the 80s, back before everyone was born that I work with now. But how much dentistry has evolved. So, I started in the 80s and then close to 2000, I decided I wanted to change. I like being a trainer. I like training the new people that come on board. So, became a certified trainer, had the opportunity to work with a company like Banco Dental out of the US, where we were coaching teams across Canada and the United States. But that, of course, changed quite a bit after COVID. And I had to quickly adapt and learn. And so started like Kay did to be able to do Zoom trainings. Kay and I did our first Zoom together. I think it was the Tennessee Dental Society or something. And we were nervous and it was just but now it's a piece of cake, right? So I think adapting to change is one of the biggest things we have to do in dentistry. And which leads right into, what you're doing now, Kay, with the AI. These are more changes that we all are going to have to learn about and adapt.
And so I know that and this is it. Like we at Mango Voice, we want to know like what can we do better out there? How can we keep improving? Because our goal is to be the best of the best, right? So, and with you working at the university, I would love today to talk a little bit about what you're seeing training wise when your students come in. So tell them about your training course at the university. Now you're from Canada. I'm from the
Yes.
US.
So I have the fortune to teach dental practice management for University of Toronto, Department of Continuing Education and Dentistry. So it is a CE course that a dentist could take, a hygienist, an administrator, it doesn't matter. They can all take it. It's 10 sessions. And we focus basically on from soup to nuts, like team and leadership to systems to I have HR lawyers come, accounting, all the things that a dentist or dental practice manager should know when they're running a practice. So more so this past couple of years, AI has come up, of course, because of the shortage of people in the workforce for answering the phones and things like that. So phone skills is very hard to teach, and because people all think that they answer the phone well, and it's not until they actually get to listen to themselves and that they can see, oh, maybe that didn't sound so good, right? So,
Right.
and the course is lately, it's become a lot of newly trained dentists that are taking it because they know that they need to understand the business of dentistry.
Well, and I would say this, Linda. I mean, like, and I know both. When you're in a dental office as a dentist, you're chairside. So you really
Yes.
don't know how your phones are being answered and what you're doing. And it's funny, you can interview someone, hire them, and think, oh, I've got the best person out there. I love it when you said you loved onboarding because you can imagine when you go from one office to another, all you do is take your habits that you had at this office
Yeah.
and bring to this office. So you're right. Having a coach like you work with new people, work with new talent and team members to say, "Okay, let's sit down. Let's train you on how to answer the phone." Yeah, I think it could be an eye opener to a dentist. They actually sit down and listen to their calls. They may spend $30,000 on marketing, but
Mhm.
yet they didn't spend any time on training.
And yeah, so actually call conversion rates are something that I include in metrics that they should be talking about at team meetings, especially if they've just spent a lot of money on new websites and marketing and different things that they're maybe doing to promote their practice and they don't know what their conversion rate is. Like how many of the new patient calls coming in are actually scheduling an appointment. And your administration person can make or break that depending on the tone of voice they use. Can they accurately answer questions about the treatment that you do, the benefits and the consequences? What's the benefit of them coming to your practice? What are they going to lose if they don't come to your practice? So a lot of them will look at me like a deer in the headlight, like, oh, what do you mean? Like, but patients will ask these questions because they're not going to ask you. They're going to ask your reception, your administrator, your director of first impression.
And well, this is it too. They may never even meet the dentist if they don't like the way the phone call went.
That's right. Yeah. And if it's not answered live and it goes to a voicemail, the chance of that patient calling back diminishes, right? It's slim to none that they might just move on and call the next office.
So I
especially
love
if you're in a high density area.
So I love the AI that's out there now because the AI, like our Mango will our Margot, I'm sorry, will answer the phone for you, take great notes, and then
Hmm.
answer the patient's questions because we trained them, send the
Yeah.
team members exactly the information. And I was on a call and I was just telling someone this, like, I called a company, I was wanting a part or something, I was trying to find something, and they didn't answer the phone because they were closed. But I immediately got a text message back that says, "Hey, your call's valuable, and we really appreciate that, and we will call you back as soon as we open. Here's our hours." That made me feel good, and believe it or not, they called me right back. I was like, as soon as that 9 o'clock mark hit, I got a phone call. So
That's
I
great.
I do think there's technology out there. I do think if a phone goes straight to voicemail with no follow-up, like for them to call back, the chances of them hanging up and calling someone else is bad, or if the phone continues to ring and no one answers it, what message does that send?
Yeah. And you have to sort of get when the phone rings, you have to set yourself up for, okay, I'm ready. I have a notepad. I have everything ready. I'm putting everything else on the side. I'm not going to try to multitask and answer the phone at the same time. All those things are part and parcel of a great phone call, right? And taking notes, making sure you're documenting anything you say to the patient, and what the patient says to you, all very important. And you have to, one of the things I was talking about with a client today was you have to listen. And I think probably AI is better at listening because they repeat it back. What I hear you saying is, right?
Yeah, so I do like so the one thing that Mango Voice does do is it does record the phone call and it does give you a summary. So this is what I love about technology today. Like let's see, I was doing a team call with one of my teams that I'm working with. So I used to have to remember those days, Linda, we had to take notes. Like,
Hmm.
okay, so because after the phone call, we want to send a summary of what was said on that phone call, right?
Yeah.
And so now literally, I let the AI take the notes. I get to focus on what we're discussing and not what I'm writing down.
Well, hey, 100%. Same on Zoom. Zoom will send me the notes after a client meeting, and it's like, oh my God, that's amazing.
So I think that the people that are kind of sitting back and not accepting this new technology are going to be running behind. Like, I think that we
Well,
have to stay up to what's going on. So I hear people go, well, oh, I don't want, so I want a live person to answer my phone call. Well, listen, if you don't have the capability of having a live person, there's no better way to do it than have Margot answer it, make an excellent message. You can train her to ask great questions and then go from there. But yeah, so
mhm.
so what are some of the other things that you feel like your students when they come in? Because your students are all ages, right? There's some that have been practicing for years. There's some that are new.
Some of them are brand new out of dental school. Some are managers that just want to improve, their knowledge or become managers. I often have spouses of dentists, either husband or wife, because they want to see what's going on. So a real mix, which is really nice too. And so, yeah, I enjoy it very much. It's great to have the opportunity to get people that are wanting to learn, because if they're going to sign up for that course, they want to learn. Right? I'm not forcing somebody to learn something. They've signed up for the course, so they're committed.
Which is nice
And
because when
who
you
else is going to spend their Saturdays with me?
well, I think that just means they want to improve, they wanna get better. That's a
Yeah.
great thing. So it's funny, I also think outgoing calls are just important, like follow-up. Like, I really feel like we've done it the same way. If I'm presenting a treatment plan, a treatment presentation, and the patient's not committed to go with it yet, they wanna go home and talk to their spouse, I never believed in forcing someone to do it. But I also hate playing that telephone tag. So I
Hmm.
always tell my team members, "Go ahead, schedule an appointment, and then do a follow-up." And then as soon as that follow-up call is done, that patient can get a summary of what we talked about. It seems like we've come so far on being able to really help educate our patients, and it's a win-win.
Yeah, and the importance of putting the value on the treatment versus, the hole in your schedule or whatever, asking people when they want to come. Like these things aren't working, and until you realize as a frustrated receptionist that you can't keep the schedule full or people keep canceling, that what you're doing maybe isn't working and you have
100%.
to try something new.
So what are other some of the other big things that you think your course that is the main like I said, it sounds like technology is big.
Technology, everyone is worried about the shortage of dental assistants and dental hygienists and administrative personnel too, right? There is a shortage. But I would rather hire someone with no dental experience and train them on reception than hire someone with bad experience in some cases, right? That They're
If you
harder to
think
train.
all the technology that's out there now that will also assist, with dental notes at the share side, like, I think that
Yes.
notes are so important and, like,
Well, really funny, I saw a reel, the shortage of dental assistants. It's an arm that comes out and holds the suction.
is this true?
Yeah, I looked it up on the internet. Now, it's not in our country yet, but they'll be coming. It's only a matter of time.
Well, and
Mhm.
the other big thing, though, is
It just
clinical.
swings around and the dentist can position it and it holds the suction where he wants it.
Well, that's needed, right? Because we don't have but the other big
Absolutely.
too, Linda, is clinical notes. Like, now an AI person can actually record clinical notes. It's funny that I think back and when I go into my offices, I have doctors that'll say, "Oh, I'll do my clinical notes tomorrow," or, "Oh, I come in one day and do all my clinical notes." That's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Your clinical notes are supposed to be done like, if I was a nurse, an RN, my notes would have to be done before my shift was over. You can't
Yes.
say, "I'll come back next week and finish my clinical notes,"
No,
right?
you cannot.
AI is out there for
That's
clinical notes.
part of actually your clinical note is part of the patient's appointment. You owe it to your patient to finish it when the patient's still in the chair. Especially as a patient, I like to know that my notes are in that chart, and that allows your administrative team to see what the follow up is or all the notes that were involved in that appointment as well. They need to be there.
Well,
I
I know in
there's
Canada, I don't deal with the insurance like we do, but literally it says that before you send your insurance claim in, your clinical note's supposed to be read and signed by the doctor. And so it's basically an active contract that you have to do. So I
Mhm.
do think technology is here to stay. I know that you and I both remember the day they took our appointment books away from us, and we were like, "There's no way,
Yeah,
give my appointment back."
yeah.
And do you remember the same thing with X-rays, Linda? Do you remember when you and I were coaching at that point where the digital
Well,
X-ray
I'm
came?
dentist. I don't dentists will say I don't care what they say. I wouldn't be able to see it as well on the screen as you can on a real X-ray. Wrong.
But now look where we are. So
Yeah.
even though we fought it, it seems like when technology comes out with new things like this AI reception that we have at Mango Voice, it seems like people at first always go, "No, no, no," and then I'm working on a presentation right now that I'm gonna be doing in a couple of weeks, and it literally am going back to remembering, "Wait, it was the same thing with the appointment book. It was the same
Yeah.
thing with the X-rays. It was the same thing with" do you remember the impressions? It was the
Yeah.
same exact thing.
Intraoral cameras, right?
And you know what? Intraoral cameras, you need that in every single operatory. But
Every
do you remember how coaching, it took us forever to get someone to use it?
to use it. And it's sitting there, right? Yeah. So absolutely. We've come a long way.
I always say that the better you educate your patient chairside, they're going to be able to fight for you or they're going to understand what they need. They're going to really know that, hey, this is something that I needed. This is why I needed it. The why is right there. It's so important. So we'll end this call by saying, don't fight technology.
Don't fight it. Now, one thing I think in dentistry that I've learned, and hey, I'm older. I have to keep changing and evolving if I want to keep working. So you have to. If you want to keep working, keep changing.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems like every single year there's something new, but
Yeah.
it's just like everything else. In the long run, it does seem to help us. And I do
In the
think the
long
way
run, it's going to all work out.
well, and just like we started this call off, I think a lot of people have left the dental field and now we have to figure out how to fill these gaps in, or dentistry's the cost of dentistry is a lot more expensive today than it was in the 1980s. And so we have to figure out ways we can adapt to also take excellent care of our patients. And so I think by staying on top of things, adapting to, technology is the way to go.
Absolutely, 100% agree.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on Let's
Oh,
Talk.
thanks for having me.
You know I'll have you back, right? I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Have a great day.
You too.